Okay, so Instagram. Hey. Okay, so it says I'm out there. Well, I wanted to, first of all, let me just introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. I am TJ Mercer, the Media Maverick, the chief noisemaker of Media Mavericks Academy, where I teach authors, experts, coaches, and entrepreneurs how to book themselves in the media without a publicist and without being a celebrity. And I'm really good at what I do. And I just actually wrapped a storytelling coaching session where I was helping my client develop her what do you call it, her keynote. She's going to be doing a keynote, and I helped her get it developed. To one, I'm assuming you can see and hear me because I was on the wrong stream, so I'm assuming you can see and hear me now, right? And I love what I do. I really do. And so I wanted to pop on today to talk about something that happened on Sunday. And I had gone to see my good friend CJ Emin. Some of you have heard me talk about him for a long time. He's the principal singer on Dancing with the Stars. And so I went to see his LA performance of Beauty and the Beast. And when we were there, my cousin and I went, and we were there. I happened to be sitting next to this family that I don't know if these are the right assertions that I'm making of the family, but it seemed like it was the granddad, grandma, the two little boy grandkids, and mom and dad of the kids. Like, so I'm not sure if the grandma and granddad were parents to the dad or parents to the mom. Doesn't matter, but I need to give you context so that I can identify who I'm talking about as we go. And so I'm sitting next to granddad, who's holding the youngest little boy, and he's such a sweetheart. And one of the things that I love about when I go see children themed shows, entertainment, or things like that, I love sitting with the kids because a lot of times as adults, we can be jaded. And so I love sitting with the kids because we get to experience it through their eyes. So I know some of you who have kids, hey, Patrice, some of you who have kids know what that is. Like, things we take for granted, things we're used to, we've been doing, for years. It's always new when we see it through their eyes. Like when we went to the Lion King live action opening at the El Capitan. So the El Capitan is here in LA. It's a Disney-owned theater, and it has like a curtain show performance before the movie, and it's a big deal. It's an old theater. It's very beautiful. It's right there on Hollywood Boulevard. So it's really a big deal. And I enjoyed sitting next to the little girl. She was like 4 or 5, and she just gave commentary all through the movie. Like, we know what the movie is, so I didn't really kind of need to, be tuned in. So I enjoyed listening. Her mom kept apologizing, like, I'm so sorry if she's bothering you. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm having a good time listening to her comment on what's happening. So that was the same thing that happened at Beauty and the Beast. I'm enjoying listening. He looks like he's 4. He was 4 or 5. I'm enjoying listening to Beauty and the Beast through his eyes and the questions he was asking. So then at intermission, granddad, I guess, and the mom or whatever, they go out into the vestibule and do whatever. So we have to get up. My cousin and I have to get up in order to let them out. So then when intermission is over, granddad comes back and no kids. And I was like, are the kids coming? And he was like, no, they're being held out there and they can't come in because they were being punished for being kids. And I was like, huh? And so what I gathered was the mom was tired of the little boy talking all through the performance. Now, again, the whole theater is full of kids. You do not go to a 2:00 matinee show about a Disney, film or whatever, and not expect there to be kids and lots of talking. You just don't do that. So the kids are out there, and I was just shook by it, and I said, oh no, I told the granddad, I said, oh no, I love listening to him. I love listening to his commentary. And he was like, I know, that's what I thought too, but apparently you're not supposed to talk. And so, and I leaned over and I told my cousin, like, that for some reason that's bothering me. That's really, really bothering me. Hey, my Andrea. And so, I don't know. It was like, because we know the story of Beauty and the Beast, it wasn't that I was bored, but it was like, I know the story. I've seen it plenty of times because of all the Disney projects I've worked on. And I only was really engaged with the performance when my friend CJ was on, right? And so that's why it was fun, because I'm listening to him enjoy, the little boy enjoy the show. And so for some reason, I would keep looking, down to see, because then one of the kids came back, the older one. And so I was like, please don't for some reason, this baby doesn't get to see the rest of the show because he was talking and being a kid and asking questions. He won't get to see the rest of the show. And I kept telling cousin, I'm really bothered. I know, there's nothing I can do, but I just was really bothered by that. And so I kept looking back down the aisle to see, hopefully the other one would come back. One, because, I want him to see the show, but two, I wanted to really hear his voice. I really wanted to hear what he had to say. And so at some point I looked down and he was there. And I leaned over to my cousin like, oh, the little one is back. And I was so relieved for some reason. I was really relieved that he got to see the rest of the show. And for me, I was just like, how do you punish your kid for being a kid at Beauty and the Beast? Like, it's Beauty and the Beast. I remember one time when his one question was, did Belle just call Beast a fool? And Granddaddy was like, yeah. And Granddad is explaining things to him. And so I was relieved that the rest of the show, he got to see it. And so I thought about this for some reason all week. Like, I just couldn't shake it. Like, I couldn't figure out why I was so bothered by this. And at one point on my walk this morning, I feel like the Holy Spirit whispered, because his voice was snatched. That's what's bothering you. His voice was taken away from him. And it made me wonder. I started thinking, like, how is this going to impact him? He's getting in trouble for being in an environment where he's allowed to talk, and somebody took his voice. And I was like, that's it. That's what it is. And because he's a minor, he had no say-so in the matter. The decision was made for him to have his voice taken. And I sat with that for the rest of the walk, and I kept going, all right, Holy Spirit, what are you trying to say to me through this? What are you trying to say to me through this? And I haven't talked a lot about it publicly, and I'm still not ready to talk about it. But at the top of the year, my voice was snatched. And nothing I could do could get me out to give my voice back. And my team had to really kind of surround me, my family, my cousin, like they had to surround me because my voice was snatched. And I didn't have any control over it. No matter how much I thought to try to get my voice to be out there and vocal, circumstances, my voice was snatched. And it took a long time. I was in this battle for 2 to 3 months. And so now I'm snatching my voice back now. And the rhythm has been a little shaky. The rhythm has been like my Reneka, y'all know she's the yin to my yang, and she's all things business for Media Mavericks. And one of the things she kept telling me, and I go through these cycles, but this time, this was something that I had not experienced this level of having my voice silenced. And usually she would tell me, so you're just not gonna go live and talk to your people? You're just gonna disappear and not talk to your people. You're not gonna serve your people. You're not gonna love on your people. And I was just like, I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have my voice. But this time, I knew at some point this was an attack, because history has proven, just like I enjoyed that little boy's voice, some of you enjoy my voice. Now, I may get on my mama nerves, I may get on my sister nerves, I get on my cousin nerves for sure. Right, cousin? I get I get on their nerves. My voice gets on their nerves. But there's some people in this world that are uniquely equipped to be activated, to be loved on, to be inspired by getting my voice just as much as I enjoyed that little boy's voice. If I had stayed quiet, my client who I just was coaching would not just have had this major breakthrough that she basically sang my praises. I'm gonna put it out there so y'all know I'm telling the truth. But I think at one point I said, "Oh, that was good," and then so she started teasing me. She's like, you don't understand what you just did. I'm not gonna cry. You don't understand what you just did for me in this moment. She said, I've been struggling with this. If this was the missing piece. And the thing is, had I not fought to get my voice back, had I not had people around me that loved me, that cared for me, that covered me, that told me to come to LA so we can look after you, had I not had that, my voice still would have been snatched. This pandemic has done a number on all of us. Like, I think I did a live yesterday for my noisemakers that none of us have come out of this pandemic without being affected by it in some shape, form, or fashion. None of us. And we've had to get through this the best way we could, which means some of us have lost our voice. And we're fighting to get back to the point where our voices are finding that rhythm again, that our voices are needed. And so this live was for, like Andrea at some point had to tell me, didn't you do a whole keynote for my conference where you called it Fight for It? You got to fight for your voice sometimes. Baby, when I tell y'all what I've really been through, I thought I was leaving here. Patrice says, your voice is a vehicle for healing. I'm a witness. That's what I had. That's why the Holy Spirit wouldn't let that incident go with me. Like, I've been thinking about that kid all week since Sunday, and how I was feeling that I couldn't hear his voice, his commentary, his perspective, his point of view, his opinion, his questions. I really miss that. And so what the Holy Spirit had to show me today is, but you have people, I've assigned people to you that feel that way about you. A lot of times we don't think what we do is valuable or is making an impact. You know, I had started questioning my whole existence. Andrea will tell you, I had started to question my whole existence. And yet, there's still people who, we miss your voice. We miss you showing up. We miss you not having a presence. Like, it would always tickle me that something would pop off and people would actually inbox me. I've been waiting on you to talk about this. I want to hear what you have to say about this. Sometimes I just think it doesn't matter. And so this battle that I went through at the top of the year, it almost snatched my voice. So that's why, what'd you say, Andrea? My mom misses you. She watches your old videos. See, don't make me cry. Okay. That's why you're seeing me making more noise again. I had to find the harmony of producing and being in production, but still honoring my assignment, which is media. My assignment of being in front of you guys, loving on you guys, pushing you guys to be out there making noise about your lanes of genius. So that's why you're seeing we're getting ready to do a 3-day masterclass. We started doing News Jack City. And part of that was for me to find my rhythm again, because nothing was working to get me to go live and talk. Nothing. Like, Reneka basically had to beg me because I just didn't have it. And then they had to remind me, but you got to fight for it. You got to go live. You got to find your rhythm again. Your people miss you. And I'm not just talking about me. You all have that same thing. You have assignments to your people. You got to show up for your people. So I think that's my heart. That's really what I wanted to share. And the crazy thing was, I was trying to share it early, like Monday or Tuesday, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Is because it was still bothering me. It wasn't until this morning on my walk that the Holy Spirit showed it to me. This is why it's bothering you. Because you know what that little boy felt. But here's the thing, you got a choice. He didn't have a choice. So I'm saying to you as the messenger, you got a choice, Dr. Tawana. You got a choice, Andrea. You got a choice, Patrice. You got a choice. Whoever is listening to the replay, you got a choice. And now that we're coming out of this pandemic, we've survived it the best way we can. Do not let the enemy continue to rob you of your voice, of you not being out there. So if you haven't already, I need you to go to Make the Media Want You. I need you to go to Make the Media Want You and register for the masterclass that I'm doing in a couple of weeks. It'll be 3 days. And let's begin to walk this thing out together. I'm trying to find, where did I don't see my Make the Media Want You tag. But I mean, that's easy to remember, right? MakeTheMediaWantYou.com. That's the free 3-day masterclass. Patrice says, let me get back to my screen here and then we'll say goodnight, because I just wanted to pop in and say that because I got work to do. Make the Media Want You. Thank you, Andrea. So MakeTheMediaWantYou.com is the free masterclass. And then Patrice says 3M today, 3 DMs asking, when am I going live today? Message received. That's it. And one of the things Reneka said to me, she was like, your people are quiet because you're quiet. Your people are quiet because you're not behind them, pushing them anymore. And she wasn't saying, let me just make sure, because I don't like no confusion. She wasn't saying this to be mean. She was right there in the battle with me. My family has been in the battle with me. My close friends, they've been in the battle with me. So she wasn't saying it, but when she knew it was time to fight, we'd done what we needed to do in the natural to get me back to being healthy. She knew then it was time to fight. So she was speaking to me from a place of fighting the attack that was trying to take me out, literally take me out. So with that said, I'm gonna count it down. And I think I have something I want to talk about tomorrow. I still got to sit with God about it for him to give me clarity, because I usually only go live when I really got something to say. But I think there's parts of this story he kind of just started planting in me today. So if so, I'll go live tomorrow and share that part of my heart too. So in 10, hey, my Roslyn, 9, 8, 7. Thank you, IG, for rocking with me. I'm trying to get better at going live for IG and Facebook and YouTube. I'm trying to get better with the IG part. So I'm trying to be here. Well, I don't know what it was. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mwah! See y'all later. And if I don't go live tomorrow, make sure you have a great weekend. And I'll see you Tuesday for News Jack City. All right. Bye.